these days. Danjia refers to a special group of people in China in the old days. Some anthropologists maintain that the Danjia people are descendants of the Guyue people of ancient China. Danjia was once almost classified as an ethnic minority, in addition to the 56 ethnic groups in China. The bridegroom's family is from Hunan province. They know nothing about Danjia rules of marriage, so they have asked for advice from some elderly Danjia people in the city.
互相随俗嘛，在这个地方就按照这个地方的风俗习惯来办。
The Danjia people are known as boat people, or gypsies on the sea. They've lived on the sea from generation to generation, and as a result of living in such unique conditions, Danjia culture emerged with its own dialect, garments, diet, housing, and customs of marriage. The old generation decided on the schedule of the wedding. They are of the Danjia group, but they come from different places. Mai Jiaomei is from Dijiao. Deng Qiying is in charge of the Dragon Mother Temple in Waisha, where Danjia people often offer sacrifices. Li Mingying is a Danjia representative from Qiaogang, Waisha. To preserve the Danjia people's traditional wedding etiquette, these elderly people want to do their best for this wedding. Wang Xiangjie will marry a girl of the Danjia group, but he knows nothing about their wedding etiquette, so he's listening attentively to his advisors.
据你所知，他们疍家人原来是接受你们外地人做新郎的？
原来好像不怎么接受。我们认识很多年了，也没有就是这一种老规矩这种约束吧，所以就是年轻人愿意在一起就是在一起。
79-year-old Mai Jiaomei from Dijiao is a representative of the Aboriginal Danjia people of Beihai City. She will help the bride and groom prepare their wedding garments, headdresses, red flower sedan chairs and their carriers. After the meeting, she comes to Waisha Dock to find boats for the wedding on behalf of the bride's family and the groom's family. According to the rules written on the red paper, 6:18 a.m. on the day is the auspicious time to set the bed for the bride and groom.
他们那个开船的人来了吗？
来，我赶快打电话，他昨天可是忘记了。今晚6点钟，6点18分。
还要准备什么呢？
准备红包。意思不像放这，放在底下放2张席子，那放小的席子要睡1个月。
The Danjia people living on the sea certainly have special customs.
他们喜欢呢，就是做疍家棚，有时呢，因为以前呢，他们呢不准在岸上居住的，因为为什么呢？因为他们说上岸上居住呢，这一得罪祖先，行船不稳，3呢没有钱再买那个床、椅这些家具。
The Danjia people lived on the sea all year round. Land dwellers at the time likened them to eggshells drifting on the sea. In the old days, these boat people were looked down upon as barbarians, foolish and illiterate. They had no right to settle down on land, and nor did they have the freedom to marry people residing on land. But why were the Danjia people discriminated against? The story goes that when a concubine of Emperor Gaozong of the Qing dynasty was cruising along a river, her jade hairpin dropped into the water. Some Danjia people on a passing boat were ordered to get the hairpin out of the water, but they failed. The emperor was so angry that he ordered the Danjia people be punished.
后来他说：“你们大门则不得踏上我的王土，一直不准去。 啊，所以他们不得當官，不得讀書，不准應試。
同埋咧，舊封建咧又欺負啲移民嘅，嗰啲移民啊喺船上啊，就係鐵腳嘅話，冇穿鞋冇穿襪噶，因為佢經常咧打而濕手濕腳嘅，你穿鞋穿襪濕濕幾難睇啊，係嘛？
他們生活很貧困啊，而且呢沒有什麼自由，所以他們叫做水上賤民。
There are 3 days to go before the wedding takes place. Preparations are in motion. Early in the morning, we come to the Dragon Mother Temple in Waisha. It's drizzling in the cold season in Beihai, but the older generation, colourfully dressed, are rehearsing with tremendous enthusiasm. We ask if they're all Danjia people. Because the Danjia people live on boats, they always come to the Dragon Mother Temple to offer sacrifices to pray for smooth sailing and good catches. The Dragon Mother Temple will also play a very important role for the wedding.
整个过程里面，它一方面呢，就是要训练一下怎么样去把持这个岸船，能够顺利的来到这里。另外一个，欢迎队伍里面的狮子队啊，还有那些腰鼓或者是其他舞蹈队各方面呢，也是要训练一下。
They are trained to work together with one heart to keep the balance of the boat. The bride and groom will stand on the left and the right side of the boat separately. 2 married women will lead the young couple by the hand and tell them not to violate the rules. For instance, they should not step over the threshold. Finally, they should report to the deities on their marriage. In the afternoon, we come to Chaogang Town. Here, Li Mingying is having a meeting with the old folks. Chaogang Town is a place inhabited by Danjia people. At the end of the 1970s, more than 200,000 refugees were forced to leave their homes. They came to China by land or sea. Most of them were of Chinese descent. These elderly people are Danjias who returned to China from Vietnam in 1978. They lived on the sea over the years. Almost all of them are illiterate, but they abide by the wedding etiquette handed down from their ancestors. At the moment, they're rehearsing for a Danjia-style wedding. Old men are beating drums and gongs on the stage, while old women off the stage are imitating those who will meet the bride. All the elderly people are happy to serve this wedding in the traditional Danjia style.
係兩方船上咧又搭起個棚，就係好似男家咧幾時又要去問日子嘅嘢啊，好似又俾送不良嘅嘢。
我今年74歲嚇，我仲在18歲呢就開始參加呢個嗰次鄧家婚禮18歲去參加。為咩講到我哋啊鄧家婚禮呢？ 就關於我哋講到舊時嗰種風俗嗬，我哋每一人結婚啊，好似佢做起我，又敲鑼搭棚、抽禮，又接新抱。
On the big day, it's actually quite complicated. Do the Danjia people of today still follow the traditional wedding etiquette?
佢哋一般都冇咩中意辦啊，嬲沙啊、新辦啊，咩古董又麻煩，係嘛？又冇人識嘆嘢，嘆啲嘢啊要冇有文化啲人啊，舊時就好噏噶，又冇有絲冇有部固定噶啊，所以你家老嗰班嘢老嚟冇想辦嗰啲嘢嚟話麻煩啦就係啊。
In 1974, the ICAC was founded to declare war on corruption.
油麻地果欄貪污案中，廉政公署前後共拘捕110人。廉政公署高層決定成立專案小組，調查海外信託詐騙案。
The fight against corruption never takes a break. The ICAC needs your support to keep Hong Kong fair, just and prosperous. Report corruption.
A Danjia-style wedding usually takes place over 3 days. On the first day, an awning is put up. On the second day, the bridegroom side delivers betrothal gifts, and on the third day, a small boat sets sail to the bride's home to escort her to the wedding. Because of the pace of modern life, such a wedding has been shortened to 2 days. The awning was put up and the betrothal gifts delivered on November the 17th. Early in the morning, Wang Xiangjie had a haircut at a barbershop on Zhuhai Road. After Wang Xiangjie came back home, his uncle helped him put on his wedding suit and a felt hat. Some of the old folks are busy putting up an awning on boats at Chiaonei Port, Waisha. Nowadays, the Danjia people live on the land. The awning represents the bride's home on the water. The Danjia people link some boats together to put up an awning for guests. Under the rigid hierarchy in the past, common people could dress up like officials only when they got married. The Danjia people never wore shoes in the past, but today they follow a new lifestyle. A piece of red cloth has been attached to a rope on the boat from the bridegroom's side. This marks a prosperous life for the new couple. Then, elders of the bridegroom's family lead the bridegroom and his parents and other close relatives to burn joss sticks for the god of the sea. They're praying for smooth sailing and good catches. Some elderly people are loading a small boat with mooncakes, sweets, wine, tea, candles and other things before they're delivered to the bride's home as sacrifices for the deities and ancestors. 6 of them in bright-coloured dresses and long skirts will row the small boat to deliver the goods to the big boat where the bride is. It's also a scene of bustling activity on the bride's big boat near the North Shore. Amid the beating of drums and gongs, the bride is encircled by a group of fisherwomen wearing bamboo hats decorated with flowers. At this moment, the bridegroom's smaller boat, loaded with betrothal gifts, is approaching. The betrothal gifts and trays and baskets are transferred to the bride's boat.
有一对的疍家女来传送的，传送的头3名一定是直系亲属，传下礼品的一定是双数，只有双数的才吉利。不大相同的，大家有几十样，里面呢有几样呢别要的，一个就是月饼啊、茶酒啊这些东西啊。月饼呢，这寓意夫妻团团圆圆、甜甜蜜蜜。
The bride's mother is helping the girl wear gold and silver jewellery presented by the bridegroom's side and relatives and friends. They symbolise a happy marriage and numerous offspring. An elder is teaching the bride to sing a Danjia folk song. This is a special ceremony held for the bride before the wedding.
出嫁之前呢，新娘呢，以前呢有一个哭嫁歌这个习惯，也叫做哭嫁节一般呢就是要唱咸水歌咸水歌呢，有时每当唱那个哭嫁节当天的晚上左右邻舍远近的亲戚都来这里呢对歌。
The songs of the boat dwellers were popular tunes hummed by Danjia people in their daily life. The tunes were melodious but sad. The bride sang the song tearfully to express her sorrow while bidding farewell to her parents. In the old days, the Danjia people lived in poverty, so when a girl was married off, she wondered when she would be able to see her parents again. The singer was sad while the audience shed tears. Many girls sang such songs all night. The Danjia people sang to express their happiness, anger, grief and joy all their lives, from the cradle to the grave. They sang while rowing boats or weaving fishing nets, they sang at weddings, and they also sang while bidding farewell to their kin. Nowadays, Danjiar brides no longer sing these boat dweller songs. It's not easy to learn them quickly. For this reason, the older generation has placed a cassette recorder on the boat.
他现在是放的就是新娘，就是如果是真的话是代表新娘唱的，新娘不会唱，所以说放录音机之前录好给他。
At this moment, the loud and clear sound of singing can be heard from the shore. An elderly woman is singing heartily. Perhaps this wedding reminds her of her own. After the bride gets on the boat, Li Mingying tells her to pull a strip of cloth. The Danjiar people used to live on the sea all year round. To prevent a toddler from falling into the sea, his parents tied him up with a strip of cloth. The strip of cloth pulled by the bride is a symbol of the parents' loving care. In this special way, the Danjiar people repay their parents for their loving care. There are many historical records of Danjiar people living on the water. The earliest record can be found from a book by Zhou Qufei, a geographer of the Southern Song dynasty in the 12th century. One of the passages reads, "Most Danjiar people were born on rivers or the sea, and they lived in boats floating on the water." Evidently, the Danjiar people began to live on the water before the Southern Song dynasty. Today, the Danjiar people no longer lead a wandering life on the sea, but we can still find traces of their wandering life from those who have settled on land. The cradle has long been a traditional tool for taking care of babies. Usually, a cradle is rocked from side to side, but the Danjiar people rock the cradle up and down. This has something to do with their previous life on the sea. They rock the cradle up and down just like sea waves, rising and falling. Now the bride has dressed up gorgeously. Even in the old days when the Danjiar people were subject to discrimination, they dressed up like officials if they could afford to buy wedding garments. The wedding etiquette of the Danjiar people is fascinating indeed. With a folding fan in her hand, the bride is praying to her ancestors. She is accompanied by some other women.
拜飯咯，啲姊妹，一姊妹伴自己喺度拜飯，即係好似我哋講到啊，好似搞一隻晚會咁啊，意思嗰啲姊妹一種來嘅依依不捨啊，你準備嫁出去咯喎，舊時一嫁出人哋嘅事好少得近噶，你一開心，有時我哋又拋，有時一拋我又開心，大家好少得接近，所以出嫁啦，準備離開佢哋啦，佢哋咪喺度攤嘢啦，拜飯等於做高興一啲、熱鬧一啲，等佢開心，嫁老公嘅意思啊。
After the bride's family receive the gifts, it sends some of the gifts back to the bridegroom's family. Such gifts also need to be in even numbers. This is part of the wedding etiquette of the Danjiar people. At the moment, the air temperature in Beihai is only around 8 degrees Celsius. The north wind is howling and there's a real nip in the air. Many people in Beihai City have heard of Danjiar weddings, but they've never actually seen one. Although it's very cold, they're waiting anxiously to witness such a special wedding. This is the most formal day of a Danjiar wedding. The bride will be escorted to the bridegroom's home. Like other brides in modern cities, Xuan Chunhui went to a photo studio at 5:30 a.m. for her makeup. About an hour later, a ravishing beauty appeared. At 7:30 a.m., the bridegroom, accompanied by his parents and relatives, began to burn joss sticks and offer sacrifices to his ancestors. At 8:30 a.m., a lion dance team from the Dragon Mother Temple in Waisha performed at the door of the bridegroom's home to express congratulations. A bridal sedan chair team, escorted by horn players and waist drum beaters, arrived at the door of the bridegroom's home. At 8:38 a.m, the bridegroom got on the bridal sedan chair to bring over the bride. The wedding procession became a focus of attention in the area. "40 minutes later, the impressive wedding procession arrived at the door of the bride's home. Arrangements were made in consideration of the different customs of the bride's family living on water and the bridegroom's family living on land. The bridegroom brought the bride over in the sedan chair. They returned to the bridegroom's home on Zhuhai Road to offer sacrifices to ancestors. Mai Jiomei sang a Danjia folk song to express congratulations to the young people. A formal Danjia ceremony was held at Chaonei Port, Waisha, to greet the arrival of the bride. Most interestingly, the bridegroom's family sent a decorated boat to meet the bride. The bride was brought over from her bridal boat to the smaller decorated boat. Under a red umbrella, the bride was jolted from side to side on the smaller boat. This is one of the most distinctive items of the Danjia wedding, and it's popularly known as making sport of the bride. Shan Chunhui acted as our interpreter.
是古老的方式，对，以前接了新娘回去要考验她是不是疍家的人，所以她要先考验一下，然后就在船里开快艇，然后滚动一下看。
In the old days, the custom of jolting the bride's boat was followed to test if the bride could adapt to the life on water. The Danjia women deliberately jolt the boat from side to side with their own feet, and they laugh heartily when they see the bride being jolted. After the jolting, the bride gets on the bridegroom's big boat. There they help the bride put on a strange mask shaped like a pig's mouth.
戴着呢就不要出去的时候不要给他看见的，洞房才能看见的，没有金洞房不能给他看见的。在海上生活呢，以前呢就不方便，所以呢现在呢还没跟长辈亲人见面呢，还办了个猪嘴，为了干活海上干活方便。 来了，得了，现在新年了，真面目出来了，美丽的芳容露出来了。哎，所有长辈亲人给你掌声好不好？美不美？
The unique Danjia-style wedding came to a finale with the sound of firecrackers and the beating of drums and gongs. The traditional wedding has revived the past for the older generation. They put up the awning, sang folk songs, prayed to ancestors, and jolted the boat, repeating what they had done in the past. Today, the Danjia people are no longer what they used to be in the traditional sense, but they are still rich with stories, tales, and historical accounts, and the hope for a new life.